So after starting the season 2-1-1 in their first 4 games, Calgary has now lost 6 in a row in regulation. Their 2-7-1 start to the campaign tied for the 3rd worst through the first 10 games in team history. And we welcome in our Calgary Bureau Chief, Bruce Bochy, who has got a Zamboni going behind him. So you may have to yell, my friend. That's okay. They gotta flood the ice. You know that as well as anyone, my friend. 8th loss in their first 10 games. I know there were boos from the fans at the Saddle Dome, Sullen. Is there a way, in your opinion, that you can see this team and this franchise, how are they going to turn this around? Even though it is early in the season, things are looking pretty bleak right now.
It is early, Jay, and it's getting late, right? You talk about a team that's already 5 games under 500, and head coach Ryan Huska alluded to the lapses and talking about the end of the first period and sort of that puck into no man's land. And is it Jacob Markstrom's? Is it Rasmus Anderson's? That eventually goes in the back of the net. And I think, Jay, that if Calgary had closed out that period, they were on such a momentum high. Connor Zary, who you just mentioned, had his first career NHL game in one of his first shifts. The building was into it, but after that, it kind of got quiet, and I think Calgary lost a little bit of its momentum. And speaking of lapses, in that second period, near the end of the second period, they sort of took that final shift off, and it results in Dallas going the other way and the puck in the back of their net. So it really is a different thing on every night that this team doesn't seem like they're able to do in terms of what they can build off of. Jay, I think they had a really good third period. They outshot Dallas by a wide margin. They controlled the pace of play. Even afterwards, the coach talked about that third period being something that they can build off of. And it was a more positive vibe after the game than maybe you'd expect given the slump they're in. And another thing, Jay, is Jacob Markstrom continues his stellar play. So if you look at the third period and add in Jacob Markstrom's play, that certainly is a template that they can use, but the reality is that they need to find another offensive gear, and they have to avoid those mental lapses that seem to catch up with them once or twice a game.
You make some great points. Here's the other great point. They've got some time off to think about it and maybe relax a bit. This team does not play again till Saturday when they will face the Kraken. Good luck with that, Zamboni, my friend. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, Jay.